Hello everyone, this is Luke Rowe, and I just wanted to go through, I'm actually going to try to redo the same recipe that I did last time on the sourdough video. So I have the recipe here, so I'm going to take you through each step. So now again, like I said on the other two videos that I did in the sourdough, make sure if you do have a scale that you use it. I have measurements, but they're not going to be exact, so just make sure that you're using a scale. If you don't have a scale, then you could do the measurements that I'm telling you, but so if you do have a scale, it's going to be 500 grams of bread flour, 375 grams of water, 10 grams of salt, 100 grams of starter. So yeah, pretty simple. But for me, I'm gonna use these. So, and it came out pretty good last time, so I'm guessing that it works. So, all right, so let's start. Well, first, before we get any further, I just wanted to tell you about what I did. So like I said, this from February 21st, it's March 11th today. Why it is so high is because I fed it double than what it says in here for daily feeding and discarding. So again, I did reserve what they said in here. 1 tablespoon of transfer starter. So you're taking that out, discarding the rest, or freezing it, or using it the day of for whatever you want. Put the tablespoon of discard back in there, but instead of doing a 1/3 cup flour and 1/4 cup water, I'm doubling that just to make sure that, of course I know it's getting mature by the day, but I just want to make sure that it's lively and there's a lot of bubble activity and all that. So what I did last night I was gonna do the daily feeding, but instead of doing the 1/3 cup flour, 1/4 cup water, I did 2/3 flour and 1/2 cup water. So I doubled it. Usually when it's doubled, this happens overnight. So in the morning, it's already this high. So even if you have a mature starter, there's actually a point where you know that it's supposed to be used. It's called past peak. So basically, it's gonna rise and then it's gonna fall, and then so right after it falls, that's when you want to use it. Overnight this rose, and I'm pretty sure it did fall a little bit, so it is ready to use. Okay, so and I do have some handy tools here. So I'll just make that known to you. Again, if you have a scale, use it, but I'm using measuring cups. I mean, you can use any mixing bowl, but I just want to use a clear glass dish so you can see the content, mixing into the bowl. Rather than, I was going to use a metal one, but you can't see what's going on in the bowl. And then this is for after we mix it. This is again, you could use anything, but basically this is going to be for after we form the dough in the bowl. This is going to show us, so it's called bulk fermentation, and basically what that means is, depending on your ambient temperature in your kitchen or wherever you're going to let it rise, depending on that temperature, it has to rise a certain percentage. So if it's 80 degrees, just say, it's going to take only, I forget, I don't think it's in here, but it's only going to take like 6 hours. If it's, and it has to, and it has to rise less, I think, or something like that. But for me, I was letting it rise 75 to 100% because of the temperature was about 75 degrees in the kitchen. 70 to 75, not exact, but I think the lower the temperature, the more you're gonna have to let it rise because it's a colder dough. It makes sense. So basically, after we form, I'll get into this as we're making the dough or whatever, but you're gonna put it in here. See the milliliter lines right here. So once we mix it up, put the dough in here and kind of gauge where it is on here. And then depending on your temperature, I'll put this little screenshot from Tom Kukuza's YouTube channel on the temperatures and how, well, again, you're not supposed to, he does have hours along with it, so, but that's just for an idea. It's not, don't look at the clock, look at this. So just say, well, last time the dough without rising was at 900 milliliters. So if we want to double it, well, that's easy. 900 times 2 is 1800. So it would have to go up here, okay? And then just say it has to rise 75%. Take 900, times it by 1.75, and then you get your answer. So that's how that works. And so if you don't want to use this method, having to put tape on here or whatever, and actually before I go on, how I got this was you put this on a scale, tear it, and then put water in here, and then every 100 milliliters you make a mark, and then take it off the scale, and then wherever you put a mark, go up by 100. So that's how that works. Now, if you don't want to do this, people do like using their trusty bowl, of course, but if you have a milliliter container that already has that on it, that would be great. Or if you have a flat-sided object, you don't even need this stuff, because since it has flared out sides, that's why it can kind of deceive you, because when it's doubled, it's just say it's going right here, it's not doubled when it's up here, you know, because it's flared out and it's going wider and wider, you know. But if you have a flat edge container, it's probably usually like square, you know. If it's square and straight sides, you don't even need a milliliter gauge to figure out if it's doubled or 75% or whatever. So yeah, so let's get into this. So I got my bowl. Hopefully, here, I'll try to put it in the forefront without anything. Okay, so the first thing it says is 500 grams of bread flour. Now again, I'm going to tell you again, this is very important. Use the scale if you have it, okay? But I'm just doing this as an alternative. So it says 500 grams is about, 500 grams of flour is about 4 cups. So get out of a cup measurement. And I'm using the same flour that I did on the last time. Just bread flour. So we'll put that into the bowl. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right. Then we have 375 grams of water, which equals about 1.5 cups. So I got a little more. I got about 2 cups in here, but again, sometimes you're not gonna you won't be able to do exactly what they say, but because I might need a little bit more water, you know, to kind of bind the flour together. Or I usually leave my water and my flour out. I don't put it away when I put it in the bowl initially, because I might need a little bit of each. So 1.5 cups. So we'll do 1 cup. Okay, pour it out like a half cup measurement here. Okay. Next one is 10 grams of salt, and that equals about 1.5 teaspoons. So I got this cool bamboo container from a friend. It has like a spoon in there and stuff. Pretty cool. That was actually for Christmas, so great practical gift. I love those. Okay. Oh, I've never seen this before. Half tablespoon. That's kind of cool. My eye goes right to it because, I mean, it's usually just once it's a teaspoon, then it goes right to a tablespoon, but I've never seen half a tablespoon before. It's kind of cool. Okay, so there we go. There's one, and then another half. Okay, now we're going to use our starter. Let's see how much they say. 100 gram starter, which equals about 1/3 of a cup plus half tablespoon. So that measurement that I just showed you, it's perfect. Because you don't have to eye it, you know? Okay, so get this out. Oh, I should have brought 1/3 of a cup. I'll be right back. Sorry about that, guys. It's just like the other video. I didn't bring the knife on the other video. No, I didn't bring the 1/3 of a cup. Anyway, there's just a lot of things rolling out in my brain. So, I don't know. This is probably not gonna pour out because it's so thick. So, here, I'll move this over. Show you guys. Okay. Oh, it's so thick. Wow. Oh, wow. This is a lot thicker than last time. Hopefully I don't make a mess. Oh. It's so thick. Wow. Wait. Oh, wow. I didn't know it was going to be like this. Okay, this is not the best way how to do it, but should have had it pre-measured. I think that's about 1/3 of a cup. Okay, so I'll put that in there. It's so weird. Might have did a little too much flour. Even though I was doubling it, I think I did a little too much. It's supposed to be a little more watery than this. So I'm glad I got extra water with me, because it probably will be good to have that. Okay. So sticky. Then half a tablespoon. Okay. It's very sticky. That's where you get your hands dirty. I'm a gardener, so I don't mind, but it's just not, I don't like the feeling of stuff on my hands usually, especially if it's like gooey. Okay, ready? I'm gonna mix this guy together, and then we'll see how the consistency is. Like I said, we might have to do a little more flour and water, but we shall see. Just keep on mixing it. Slowly coming together here. This is how it was last time, and I was like, how in the world is this supposed to bind together? But it does. Just have to keep on mixing it. Here it comes, coming along slowly but surely. Now, I don't think this rubber spatula is ideal, but I do like it because you can like scrape the sides and it gets a lot, whereas like if you're just using a metal spoon, it's not gonna get that good of a scrape on the side. So that's the only reason why I'm using this. So okay, so let me see how it feels. Okay, it's getting together very nicely. Just gonna kind of knead it a little bit. See how it, if it comes together even more, or I might have to add a few drops of water. I don't want it too sticky, because we're gonna have to do the slap and fold soon, and that won't be good with sticky dough. So yeah, I'm gonna have to add a few drops of water. And it's okay if you add too much water and it gets really sticky. It's okay. You just add more flour, like this. Added way too much water. It doesn't take much really. So, okay. Add a little bit of flour here. Not too much, or you're gonna have to add water again. So it's a fine balance. Okay, let's see if it will make it kind of bind together again. Here we go. Oh, it's getting there. It's getting there. Slowly but surely. It's still a little sticky, so a little more flour. You want that to get to that sweet spot where it's gonna be a little lumpy. It doesn't get smooth until you slap and fold it. So don't look for smoothness. Looks just get to the point where it's not sticking to your hands anymore. And flouring your hands will also help because see, I didn't flour my hands and the dough is literally just caking to my hands. But if you flour it by just taking a handful, not a handful, but a little bit and just going like this, it helps a lot. Okay, that should be good. And again, you don't want to do too much flour or it's gonna start crumbling into millions of pieces. So we don't want that. Okay, I'm gonna get the excess stuff out of here so you can kind of see the slap and folds going on here. Since all the ingredients are added, we can now see. So what you want to do is you want to flatten it out to the best of your ability, and then we'll kind of gauge it. Now, during your slap and folds, there's rises in between. The first dough rest is 5 minutes, the second one is 5 minutes, but during that time, it may start rising a little bit. But as long as you get this first gauge, then it'll be fine. You'll know where you started from. So that's the goal of this. So let's see here. Now it should be the same as last time. It was about, I think it was like 750 milliliters. So let's see here. Make it as flat as possible. Doesn't have to be exact because you can also give yourself a range to know when it's done as well. So that'll work. And that's actually what he said on the video. Because a lot of times when it's rising, just say it's right here, but the dome is higher than the placement that you see on the glass. So what he said is, if you were to put something flat on the top of the dough, and then take the gauge of where it's actually on the glass, take the middle number. So just say if it was between 1100 and 1300, you would pick somewhere in like 1200 or something like that. Or if it's in between, I didn't do every 50, I did every 100, but just say it was in between 1100 and 1200, you would pick 1150 milliliters. So just to give you that, it looks to me like it's at 900. That's what it was last time. So yeah, that's where I'm starting it from. And last time it did not exactly double, but now again, it doesn't have to double every time. It just depends on your temperature. So if there's sourdough recipes out there that say to double, it's not true. It's depending on your temperature. So it doesn't always have to double. It could just rise 50%, you know, but it just depends on your temperature. Always remember that. But for me, I let it rise 75 to 100%. It did not exactly go 100%. It was probably about 90 to 95 because what happened was I made it in the morning like I'm doing today. And then, again, it rose to probably around 90 to 95%. Then I had to go to bed. It was getting really late. It was like 10:45 or something at night. So what I did was I put this on and then I put it straight into the fridge. Now the next day I was very busy, so I wasn't able to bake it the next day. The dough is still fermenting in the fridge until it gets, I think it was in like the 30s or something, when the dough temperature gets really cold. That's when the fermentation slows down a lot. And again, during the bulk fermentation, if you don't keep an eye on it, then it'll get extremely sour and become very overproofed. So you don't want that to happen. Anyway, so I was busy the next day. I baked it the next day. So it's okay if you keep it in the fridge for longer than it's supposed to. It's okay. And I truly believe it might be better. So anyway, so we know the starting place. So what I'm going to do is, we already gauged it, so we don't need to wonder what the starting one was. So if I want it to double, it'll be around 1800, which is right there, just somewhere in that ballpark. So we know that. Now, what I'm going to show you is something that my friend taught me. Now, a traditional slap and fold is you basically pick it up like this. It's supposed to be a lot stretchier, but you pick it up like this, and then you go like this, rotate your bowl, and then pick it up again like this, and then put it back down. But what I do is, this friend told me, it's pretty cool. And it's a lot easier on your arms, and I think it works a lot faster. So what you do is, I do prefer a wooden spoon. Instead of going like this, I like going like this because you get a better angle. So I'll do it slowly. So you kind of take the bottom of it and then fold it over on itself. And then do the same thing. Keep on rotating the bowl. Get underneath it like this, and then pick it up, and then squish it down on itself. And then that's the spoon slap and fold method, I guess you can call it. So underneath, upwards, down. Underneath, upwards, down. And there we go. It's pretty easy, and it works. So okay, so we're gonna do, now it's supposed to be 100 slap and folds, and it's which takes about 2 minutes. But what I do is, I feel like it takes a lot longer to do that many, like 100 slaps and folds. It takes a lot longer than 2 minutes. So what I usually do is do a little bit more than they say. So you could probably I'm gonna do 3 to 4 minutes. It's not gonna hurt the dough, just like kneading. It's actually better. More is better. So, I'm gonna do a time lapse of me slapping and folding it for about 3 to 4 minutes, and then we're gonna start going into our first dough rest, which is gonna be 5 minutes. So here we go. Okay, so wow, that does seem like I did well over 100 of them. And one tip is I wasn't doing this on the other video, but well, I didn't show it in the other video, I should say. But if you have a metal mixing bowl, it works a lot better than having these very short sides. So if you do have a higher bowl, then I would recommend using it. Okay, so we're gonna go into our first dough rest, which is gonna take 5 minutes. Now you can cover it if you want, but I don't think it's an actual rising time. I think it just says dough rest. So basically you're not just leave it for 5 minutes. You don't have to cover it. You can if you want, but I'm not gonna cover it. Well, I'll see you in 5 minutes after the dough rest. Okay, so the first 5-minute dough rest is done, and I can already tell it's getting a lot more smooth. Just like kneading yeast dough, it's gonna get more elastic and it's gonna get more smooth. So yeah, it's working, so that's awesome. And the other thing I've been noticing while I was waiting for the 5 minutes is it looks like it's getting a little bigger. So this is another thing where make sure once you have all the ingredients in your bowl, you mix it together and it forms into a nice ball that you like, make sure you put it right into your measuring thing and gauge the where it falls. Then you know, like based on your temperature again, you know where it's supposed to go, whether it's 50, 75, 100%. So you know how long it's supposed to bulk ferment for. So that's very important. Okay, so the next step is another 40 more slaps and folds. This is only going to take about 1 minute, but again, I'm going to do 2 minutes just to make sure, since I'm not counting when I'm doing this. I'm not counting the slap and folds, although I probably should because I am still a beginner. But I'm just gonna do 2 minutes just to make sure that I do all 40. So I'll see you after these slap and folds are done. Alrighty, so those slap and folds are done. Two things. One is when I was doing the slap and folds, I did hear some bubbles popping, so that's awesome. And then the other thing was in the first 100 slap and folds, I don't know if you guys saw it in the time lapse, but what I was doing initially was picking it up and having to hold it with my other hand here, because basically what it was doing, it was just going like this. So I had to kind of help it fold on itself with using my other hand. But now, during this second part of doing the 40 slap and folds, now it's literally folding in by itself. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's folding on by itself a lot easier. So yes, initially you might have, if you're using the spoon method, you'll have to use both hands on the first part, but as you go along, it'll probably start to fold on itself like it's doing with me. Okay, now the next step is we're gonna do the second dough rest, and it's gonna take another 5 minutes. So I'll see you after those minutes are complete. Okay, 5 minutes is up. Now to the last and final, well, not the last and final step, but of the slap and folds and resting. We're gonna do another 30 slap and folds, which is gonna take about 1 minute. Again, I'm gonna do about 1 minute 30, 2 minutes, 2 minutes 30, somewhere in that range. So I'll see you on the other end of this short time lapse. Alrighty, so those 30 slapping folds are done. I'm going to show you the dough. It's so soft and airy. Look at that. Very nice. So soft, my goodness. Okay, now is the time to put it in the bowl. And like I said before, make sure you spread it out as even as you possibly can so you can correctly gauge however percentage it's supposed to rise depending on your temperature. So just take your time. Might take a little bit, but okay, let's see. Just gotta make sure. It's a little stiff, but as it rises, it'll be more pliable. So, if nothing else, you can kind of dent in the middle, because again, as it rises, it's gonna start doming up. So, just try to make it flat. Okay, that's it's still not the best, but okay. Now, what I used to, well, initially what I did when I was bulk fermenting the other bread was I did a towel and then I put this on it, but I'm like, if this thing is fermenting just like this, and they say not to use paper towel or kitchen towel to cover this, just a very loose fitting lid, this is still fermenting, and I don't want bacteria from the towel, who knows where the towel has been, to go into the fermenting dough. So that's why I'm just going to use this. This is just so, I mean, air can still go through here. It's not totally sealing the air out, because it still needs the environmental yeast, I'm pretty sure, to let it rise. That's what it's using to rise. So yeah, just loosely fit the top on there, and this is just to keep out, you know, flies, and maybe if you have cats or dogs or whatever, that'll be good. And okay, so this is my friend's recipe, but her temperature is different from mine. It says to bulk ferment for 11.5 hours, but again, it depends on your temperature in your house. If you want to make the loaf more, if you want to make it faster, then put it in a warm place. If you already live in a warm climate, that's just gonna happen automatically. I mean, even in warmer climates, or maybe if you're putting it near the fireplace, I wouldn't put it too close or you'll kind of bake the sides of it, if you will. But I don't know if you can make it the same day. If you have it like at the ambient temperature is 80 in your house, which is pretty hot, but for the warmer states, I mean, you could probably do the bulk fermentation and bake it in the same day. But since it's a little cooler in our kitchen, what happens is, again, it's not going to be totally 80% to 100%, but it's going to be in that range about. So right before bed, I put it in there. But the thing is, this also says to overnight bulk ferment till it rises 75 to 100%. Again, temperature. I'm going to keep on saying that because it all depends on your temperature, what percentage you let it rise. I don't prefer overnight, especially if you're in a warm climate, because you can't. How are you supposed to watch how much percentage it rises if you're in bed sleeping? It just doesn't make sense. So that's why I put it straight into the fridge. It'll still start it'll still ferment in the fridge until the dough gets pretty cold. But still, I see it in the, like, I'll show you tonight at, like, right before I go to bed, what it looks like. But again, during the day, I'm mostly here, and because I work here, and I'm watching the dough. I'm not in bed because it's daytime. So that's why I don't really recommend doing an overnight bulk ferment. Anyway, just a lot of information. I still don't know, but I know that for sure. I wouldn't overnight bulk ferment, especially if you live in a warm house or a warm climate. So, and then the next step after bulk ferments, which I'm gonna do a small video tonight before I go to bed, like I said, just to show you how much it has risen from 900 millimeters, or milliliters, I should say. And then I'll show a clip of me putting it in the fridge. And then, I don't know if I'll have time tomorrow to, I might just skip a day, just like last time, because again, it's not gonna hurt it. It'll probably be better if it goes in there for more than 24 hours. So, anyway, I'll see you tonight, and, yeah, I'll just see you tonight, and hopefully you've learned something from this section in the video. Just follow along and enjoy the journey with me. I'll see you tonight. Okay, so after a long day of rising, here it is. It's 9:30 the same evening, and let me see here. It's about between 1600, I'd say 1400 and 1600, somewhere in there. I'm just gonna give it a pass because I gotta go to bed. It's already 20 minutes to 10 o'clock at night, and I usually like going to bed at 9:30. Anyway, so I'm gonna start refrigerating it, and like I said in the other morning clip that I did, this is still gonna start fermenting and maybe even a little rising because I keep the top on, so it might still be rising in the fridge until it gets to the colder temperature. But now again, it says on here to refrigerate for 24 hours, but like I said, I'm gonna be pretty busy tomorrow, so I will catch you guys, Lord willing, on Wednesday. It'll probably be in the morning. Well, I'll see you guys on Wednesday, and we'll start baking then. So I'll see you then. Take care.
Well, hello there. This is Aunt Margaret. I'm in for, what's his name? Luke Rowe. I'm his grandmother, and, I don't know where you left off, but I guess we'll
here.
just get started.
Grandma.
What do you want?
Mildred.
Well, stop. I am here. Luke, I don't want to deal with you right now.
I'm here.
Okay,
I'm gonna do this video.
so we are gonna make bread today, and
Come on, you gotta
whoa,
go.
stop! Stop! I said, stop! I'm doing this video today with my tea too.
Come on. So, I'm gonna do this video.
We don't need this anyway.
Come on, this is my
I
video.
think we can
This is my
just-
channel. This is
I'm
my YouTube
Italian,
channel.
so I know how to
I'm gonna
use
push
my
you out of
eyes
here.
to measure. And, wait, stop!
Well, she just fainted. Wait, I forgot my apron. Well, I'll have to go back into the kitchen. Yo, dude, Dion, don't you dare sit on this chair, okay? I'll be right back. I just have to get my apron.
Hey, Mildred, where'd you leave off?
Oh, she's unconscious.
Yo, what's up, dog? What's up? Welcome to the Wednesday edition. Yo, what's up? I have no idea where that kid went, but we're just gonna start wherever. I don't even know whose is this. We don't need this. Anyway, we're just gonna read through this paper. I have no idea where he left off.
Yo, this is my seat.
Anyway,
Get out of my chair.
no, I am not gonna leave.
Get out. Now.
I'm going
I had
to do
it
this.
all set up.
This is my audience, and I'm not gonna.
You're not
Give it to
even
nobody.
reading the right
Stop.
thing. You don't even know
Stop,
what
I
section
said.
I'm on.
I will not.
Get out of here.
No. Stop. Yo, stop touching.
There. Now look what
Let
you
me
did.
sit down
This
again.
paper is all,
I will not. Yo, stop.
It's all messed up.
Stop.
And you missed the most important part. Look at it. This is the section we're
I
on.
want to do this video.
Sit down now.
Stop it.
Well, at least I know I have a
With my
two-person
tea in
audience.
hand, I want to do
You
this.
stay there and shut up.
I will not shut up.
Okay. As I was saying, you be quiet now.
Look at me. You stop. I will not.
Just
I will
another thing
not
to
stop.
elongate this video.
I know what I'm
People
doing.
don't want this like an
bread.
hour long.
You don't.
I know what I'm
anything.
doing.
Now, after that occurrence,
I know what
you
I'm
gotta
doing.
stop it, okay? Calm down.
I don't want to sit down.
I don't even know why you're in here anyway. Go somewhere else. It's nice weather out today. It's between the 60s, so whatever. Okay. Hopefully they don't keep on doing this in my videos because that's just weird. Anyway, so it's Wednesday. I don't know if they told you or not. But anyway, we're pulling this out, and before we score it or anything, I'm just gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. So let's see. So we're on step 3. Refrigerate 24 hours, or I mean, if you're busy the next day, it's okay. It can be more than 24 hours. And before we score and bake it, I just wanted to give you some pointers. So we're going to be preheating the oven to 500 Fahrenheit, which is typically the max temperature of an oven. And we are lowering it to 450 Fahrenheit. But I looked this up, and you're actually supposed to preheat the 500 Fahrenheit oven with this in it. So don't just preheat your oven and then put this right into it with your dough in it. Make sure you're preheating this. I did look how many minutes are involved with, like, how long does it take to heat this up, and really it's not a lot. It was recommended for 10 to 15 minutes, but I'm using a gas stove and they get really hot, whether you're doing stovetop or putting something in the oven. So this time I'm probably gonna do, I don't know, like 2 to 5 minutes. Once it's up to temperature, I think that'll be enough, because that if you watch my other Let's Talk sourdough video, you'll know that the bottom of my bread was burnt. Not only, I think the main thing was, since the fire is going on in the bottom, the bottom of the bread was very exposed to that heat. I should have put them in the middle shelf, like I said, but I also think an issue was I was preheating this far too long and it was getting way too hot. So that's 2 pointers that I have for you guys. Let's see if there's another thing. And also, I think depending on your oven, if it's old, if it's electric, if it's gas, usually the older, whether it's electric or gas, will have a higher temperature. It'll get hotter even if you put it at the same temperature on another oven. Since it's really hot, make sure you're having some handy dandy like towels or oven mitts, because you can burn yourself really easily, and I don't want that to happen to anyone, including me. Okay, what's next? So basically, when we do bake it, it's going to be for 20 minutes with the lid on, and then we're going to take it out. I'll show you guys as the steps go one by one, and then we'll take the lid off, and then it'll be 20 minutes uncovered, and then once it's done, take it out of the pan, and then we're gonna leave it to cool for 2 whole hours, and then we're gonna cut into it. So that's the full rundown of what we're gonna be doing. So since we are, I want to do this first here. We'll put this down here for now, just so it's out of the way and we have enough breathing room up here. So we have baking parchment, and you're gonna try to have to measure how much you need. It's gonna go up the side, so do at least 2 or 3 inches after that diameter of the pot, just so you know that you have enough. And this is gonna be like a little slingy. I did call it a hammock at one point, but what's gonna happen is, after this pot is preheated, what's gonna happen is you're gonna have your bread on this your dough on this parchment after you score it. You're gonna put it right in here, and this does 2 things. Number 1, it's gonna help so your dough doesn't stick to the bottom, because if you weren't using this, it would be very likely to get very, very hard on the bottom and probably start sticking, because the dough is, it has water in it. So, and this also helps for protecting your hands from getting burnt, because what happens is you have the dough in there and you just lower it right into the pot, because this is going to be screaming hot. So that's awesome. So actually, I'm just going to put it in here right now, so I don't have to do it later. Stop whispering. I heard that. Stop. They're gonna give me a problem. I could just I don't like this. Okay. Okay, what's next? So we'll put this on the floor as well. And this. So just so you know, that's how it's supposed to look when it's in the oven. It's supposed to have parchment paper. Here, I'll put all this on the floor so we can have our space. I think I went through all that. Okay, good. Oven mitts. Okay, so use a nice cutting board here. And now to score it, there's so many beautiful designs you can do. A lot of people just use like the wheat grain plant as their thing. I want to try to do like a pine tree or something. I think that'd be cool, because it's kind of similar to the shape of the wheat grain thing. But anyway, you can use a razor. I'm not gonna force anybody not to use a knife, but this has more precise cutting ability than a knife, and there'll be less tearing, though it'll be a clean cut is what I'm trying to say with this razor. So that's why sourdough makers use it. So anyway, and another thing on using a round bowl, what's awesome is you won't have to form it once you put it into the Dutch oven, because it's already a perfect circle. So that's another reason why I would recommend using a round bowl, because it's basically, I'll just have to shape it a little bit because it's going to be sticking to the bottom here. But honestly, it's just a few hand movements and you got the loaf shape that you want. So, okay, so here we go. I'm gonna, see, like I told you, it's sticking to the bottom just like last time. But since it's been refrigerated, there's actually gonna be less sticking ability because it's a firm dough now. So, hey, that's not bad. See, there's a bunch of bubbles on the bottom, and look at, there's not a lot of stuff that stick to the bottom. And actually, this is a lot better than last time. It had smudges all around here. So, and I mean, I could add, yeah, I don't want to wreck the smoothness. Maybe if I add it to the bottom, I think, just so I'm not wasting any ingredients, you know? I try to be frugal. Although sometimes it is kind of hard, but I'm going to apply it to the bottom because I don't want to wreck this smooth surface. So, okay, so what I'm going to do is, it's not a perfect circle right now, so I'm going to kind of tuck the edges in like this. Just kind of to make it uniformly circular. Okay. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. Let's see. So, I mean, I could do pine tree, I think. I'm just gonna do a large, or maybe a leaf. I don't know. I think a pine tree would be better. But it's gonna be kind of curved. And make sure when you do this, you're doing it pretty deep. When I was inexperienced, I tried to do one and it didn't really show up because I didn't do it as deep as I should have. So, it's a good pointer. This is gonna be so cool. Okay. Let's see. Like I said on the Let's Talk Sourdough video, I love art. So, and it's so cool that you can combine sourdough and art together. It's just really cool. Oh, and then I could probably use the flat side here to make it look like, I don't know if it'll cause it to look 3D, but I think it'll be still cool. I'm just gonna mess around. I'm just gonna put it like this. Maybe it'll do something. If not, it doesn't matter. Maybe I'll just do pokes around it like this. Who knows how it's gonna turn out? Oh, probably won't even look like a pine tree, but I think that'll be good. Okay, well, here I'll show you the result. Here it is. We'll see how it turns out. So anyway, yeah, make sure you put this in a safe place. I'm wrapping it in paper towel and using it only for sourdough scoring. I have other razors, so I don't have to worry about, oh, this is my last one. And then I'm putting it in a little baggie, so, and then I'm gonna put it with my sourdough stuff, so. Yeah, just keep it in a safe place. Don't lose it, because I know some razors out there go for a lot of money. Okay, so we'll get this. Actually, it shouldn't be in the pot. Again, we have to preheat the oven first. So, we'll just put this in here for now. Leave it out till this is fully heated up. Lower it in. 20 minutes top on. 20 minutes top off. And then cool for 2 hours before cutting. So, I'll see you back when so it'll be preheated, put it in, 20 minutes gone by, and then I'll meet you at the middle point when we take the top off. Then after the next 20 minutes, I'll show you how it looks, and then I'll wait 2 hours, and then we'll do the cutting ceremony. So that's the plan, and I'll see you back after the first 20 minutes is complete. See ya. Okay guys, it's not done, but halfway done. I can't believe it. Well, here's another pointer. Don't leave it on 500 Fahrenheit. I hope this is not burnt or gonna get burnt. So for the rest of the 20 minutes, I think I'm gonna do it. It's supposed to be on 450. Like I said, you're supposed to turn it down after you preheat it. I'm gonna try to do 400 probably now. So now we're gonna take the top off. Oh wow, it's risen a lot. That's crazy. I'll show you without getting burnt. There it is. It's huge. Honestly huge. It's like 3 times more than it used to be. But I'm gonna put it in the oven and then I'll see you in 20 minutes. And here it is, guys. It's fully baked. Awesome. Oh, and another thing, besides don't put it on 500 for the full length of the baking, that's only for the preheating, like I said on the other clip. That's a big mistake. Anyway, the other thing is, I was having a problem, so I did put it on the middle shelf this time, but I was having a problem with the other rack, rubbing against the top, and I was like trying to push it in, almost burning myself. So while it is needed to put on the middle shelf, you might have to take out the other, if you have other shelves in your other oven, you might have to take those upper ones out. So that's a tip. So here it is. Amazing. Now I don't know if it's gonna look like a pine tree like I said, but I mean, the design, you know, whatever design you do, it's gonna look cool, you know? You don't have to be professional or anything at it. So, I'm gonna remove it here. Now, it's a lot more light colored than last time. It's probably burnt on the bottom again because I had it on 500 again. 500. The first 20 minutes. I'm learning, but I mean, I keep on forgetting the steps. So, you know, there's always next time, you know? I actually might need my gloves still. This loaf is really hot. Just want to show you how it looks. Actually, it's not too bad on the bottom. Last time it was terrible. It's a little, it's just dark brown. It's not like black like last time. But here's a design. Which way is up? I think this way is up. There it is. Beautifulness. If that's a word. I just made up a new word then. I can make my own dictionary. That's awesome. And then the little pokes on the side, they did kind of do something. You can kind of tell. This little white streak right here. And that goes all the way around. See? Right here. Right here. Yeah. But, honestly, I did like the color on the last one. For some reason, I mean, I'm still gonna eat this, of course. I'm not that picky on how it looks, you know. But the other one, I like the color. Again, that might be because I put it on 500 Fahrenheit for the first 20 minutes. It's supposed to be 450, like I said. But I liked the uniformity of the other loaf that I did because it was golden brown all around, but it's only like 3/4 golden brown, and it's very light on this side, if you can see that. But anyway, that's the only thing I saw. So I'll definitely put this in a place where it's not gonna be flammable. Probably layer some towels on your countertop until it fully cools down before you put it in your cabinet, because it could start a fire, honestly. And that's also why I had my cutting board, and I like cutting boards, of course, and I use it for backgrounds for my, like when I do a recipe or whatever. I like the backgrounds that it gives, but it's also for, so it doesn't make a fire. This is flammable, you know, and I don't want that to happen. And actually, these mitts were steaming when I was taking it out of the oven, so it's crazy. And you know, mitts can also only take so much. You'll see it on the tag. I don't know if these have some tags or not. Let me see. Because usually it says what temperature it can go up to. No, it just talks about what to do in laundry. But anyway, there's some oven mitt companies that tell you what degrees it goes up to, and a lot of times it's not up to 500, so just be careful. And honestly, I wouldn't use a towel unless it's like a bath towel and you're folding it, because I did use a kitchen towel, a regular kitchen towel, and the heat was going right through it. So yeah, I would prefer these, honestly, because they're used for hot things. Towels are not really used for that. They're used for drying dishes and stuff. So anyway, on that note, I'm gonna let this set out for 2 hours, which will be about, let me see, 11:25, about 12:30. Not that you care, because I mean, this is airing today or whatever, maybe today. Anyway, I'm gonna let this set out for 2 hours, and we'll go from there. We'll check out the crumb and have a taste test. So yeah, that'll be great. So I'm gonna take this back, and this is a really cool thing too. I don't think this might be from Lodge. I don't know. Let me see. It's called Grizz World. Griswold. Oh, Griswold. Wold. I don't know. WOLD at the end. This is not from Lodge, but it has a trusty old handle to it, and that's awesome for sourdough making, honestly. Anyway, so see ya in 2 hours. Alrighty, guys, here we go. It's been 5 minutes past 2 hours, but we are gonna cut this open. It's still a little warm, but I think it should cut fine. We're gonna see the crumb. Anyway, but see the design one last time. Really cool. Awesome. Okay, let's cut into it. Honestly, this is so exciting. I'm so glad I made this video just so you guys could see the full process happen. On the other one, Let's Talk Sourdough, I just gave you a brief overview, although I did give you kind of the same information as I did on this one, but I'm just glad that you guys were able to experience this with me, and this sure was a journey. It was. We shall see if the crumb is better than the last one. Probably a little worse. Again, because I didn't let it bulk ferment for as long as it should have. It should have went to about 17 to 1800 milliliters. It only went to about 1500 milliliters. So that's why. So here's the crumb. That's what it looks like. It's pretty nice. I was just talking about up here. There shouldn't be huge bubbles like this. But I think overall it's pretty good. It's pretty dense, and that's how I like it, honestly. I don't like it too, I don't like those air bubbles early on. I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't even let it bulk ferment, or even put it in the fridge for that matter. And this whole thing was a huge bubble. But now look at, as you learn, it changes. Okay, now the taste test. I guess I didn't do it right in half, but Anyway, we're just gonna slice it, see how it goes. I don't think I want the corner. I'm gonna get an actual slice. Before it's consumed, you can see a little piece here. Pretty nice. That is pretty cool. Now the other thing was with bulk fermentation, if you don't allow it to whatever percentage it's supposed to go, if you don't allow it to go there, there's not going to be a really sour flavor, the fermented flavor. So this one, actually, although the other one was burnt on Let's Talk Sourdough video in this playlist, I actually like the burnt one better, because I mean, it's still good. I'm not gonna throw it out, of course. All this work and effort. There's really no sour taste in here, but it's edible, so it's still good. But I wish it was a little more fermented, so next time I know. You know, that's how you learn. Before I let you guys go, again, I want to give a shout out to Tom Kakuza and the Sourdough Journey for just taking the time to write this out and going through all the experiments. I don't know if he had some other people doing it with him or what, but there's just so much information in here. And again, like I said in the other video, it's a free resource. You can find it online. This helped me so much and is helping me. Yeah, so it's just awesome. And like I said, well, I didn't really say it in the other video, but I was trying to explain it, but I didn't. It was very brief or whatever. But they have a feeding tracking log in here. So when you start, when you do your starter, because I mean that's the main thing. Without the starter, you can't make sourdough bread. So you'll be able to track your feedings and stuff. So and you don't have to worry about using your own note paper and stuff, because it's all in there. So anyway, big shout out to Tom Kakuza, Sourdough Journey. Yeah, so anyway, I hope you guys have a great day, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Mildred and Dion, thank you for being quiet. You shouldn't have been here. I didn't even invite you into this room. Anyway, from Mildred, Dion, and I, we just want to thank you for watching, and please remember to like, share, and subscribe to this channel, God's Increased Garden, and I'll see you on the next video. See ya.